Good afternoon, everyone. It is 12 p.m. We're going to wait a few minutes to start the iCARE webinar.
Prostate cancer is an enemy, killing many, many men with no mercy. You can check your family history for warning signs, warning signs. When you love up the world, can you raise up a sound? Or there's a what to fight, we'll stop till we get it right. Never look at the world, can you raise up a sound? Or does it want to fight? We'll stop till we get it right. Take good care of yourself, pay attention to your body. Take good care of.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. Today we have Bims Odetna. She's going to talk about some of our media, our media core in general. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to her. Let me go ahead and stop the music and go ahead and add Bims in.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm just going to share my screen so I can go ahead and present. Okay. Just want to make sure everybody can see my screen. Alrighty, so I'm going to be presenting on the social media core with iCCaRE. All right, and these are just a couple of the items that are on the agenda for today. About me, what is a core, why it matters, what falls under the media core, our social media and podcast, making research relatable, events and community collaboration, and what's next. About me, once again, my name is Bims Odedina, and I am iCare's social media manager. Although my background is in journalism and not necessarily in health, I do love storytelling, content creation, and building meaningful connections through media. My ultimate goal is to help fulfill iCare's mission statement and message, as well as reach a large demographic from various ages in an authentic, relatable, and impactful way. What is a media core? Think of the media core as the heartbeat to iCaRE. We plan, create, as well as share the content that connects with our audience, from social media posts to podcasts to video recaps. We're here to amplify the mission statement, which is to optimize prostate cancer diagnosis experiences, treatment, and survivorship by developing feasible, innovative, and sustainable interventions in order to reduce prostate cancer disparities in Black men globally, as well as making sure the work happening behind the scenes is getting highlighted. Why it matters. Now, we're all very aware on how prostate cancer can negatively impact Black men at higher rates. However, if people aren't seeing or hearing about the way, I'm sorry, they're not seeing or hearing about it in a way that does feel authentic and tailored just for them, they may tune out. The Media Core is all about changing this and bringing awareness to health disparities, building trust, and sparking those conversations that can ultimately save lives. What falls under the Media Core? Of course, social media in general. We have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, X, also known as Twitter, and YouTube. We have podcasts and TV shows that will be coming soon, event coverage and community highlights, visual content for research and education, branding and creative strategy, internal and partner communications. Social media. We use our social media platforms in order to educate, highlight, as well as celebrate. It's beyond just posting, it's also about storytelling that will stick to our audience. And then these are just an example of all the social media platforms that we're on. Podcast and TV show. This is where we bring the mission statement of iCare to life through having real conversations. We'll have survivorship stories, expert interviews, Q&As, as well as culturally relevant information. The podcast and TV shows that iCare will present is designed to feel as if your father, brother, uncle, or best friend is speaking to you rather than you're just watching a presentation. Events and community media. We cover iCare events with podcasts, reels, recap videos, content that keeps the energy going and the momentum going, as well as engagement pieces for social media and newsletters. And then this was just an example of one of the posts that I posted the other week. This was our prostate cancers conversation that was held in Houston, and we do have prostate cancer conversations every month. And the purpose is to have a community of men of various ages all get together at restaurants and talk more about prostate cancer, kind of like in a more natural way, as opposed to a one on one interview. And just being able to share each other's stories, share what they learned after the conversation, and also keep that momentum going in real life. Making research available. We translate complex research into simple, shareable content by providing infographics, short videos, and visuals that break it down in a way that everybody can understand. I think that's very important because we do want to reach a bigger demographic and not just people who are in the health industry and understand those health terms. So by breaking it down in terms where everybody can understand is a surefire way to be able to share our content more. How you can collaborate. Couple ways of collaborating is sharing any upcoming projects, research, or events early prior to the event taking place, connecting with participants, partners, or storytellers who would be great on video or on our podcast, thinking of media as part of the strategy and not just the final product. And lastly, helping connect with African American publicists, influencers in the health space. This way, we can amplify our message and ensure that we're reaching the right audience. What's next is we have our iCare podcast and TV show that will be launching very soon. We'll have new community led campaigns. We will have more creative ways to encourage and include our audience in real life and on social media, as well as a stronger brand voice that is heard across all of our social media platforms. And my final thoughts, Media Core, in all, is all about connecting. The media team is here to make sure that the important work of iCare is reaching the people and that is meant to help. Let's keep building something powerful together. And thank you.
Melissa, you're on mute.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that information, Bims. I want to see if there's any questions in the chat, or if
Okay.
there are any questions pending, you can go ahead and type them in.
Okay, sure.
And again, I'm just reading through the chat.
Okay.
Everyone is just very excited about all of the new things that are happening with iCCaRE. Did you want to go into any more detail with the podcast and the TV show?
Yes. So with our podcast, one podcast that we are working on is with a prostate cancer survivor that we work closely with, Mr. Merriweather, as well as his two brothers who were also diagnosed. And this is one of the series that I'm especially excited for because you're getting three Black men, although they are older in age range, they have their own personal experience that's different than each other's. And also, like I mentioned in my presentation, that dynamic of they're just having a conversation as opposed to an interviewer asking a question and them answering it. I feel like that's going to be a better way to get engagement and to have people want to listen to what they're saying because again, it'll feel like their relative or their friend or coworker or associate is talking about prostate cancer as opposed to a doctor who's speaking in terms in which people who aren't in the health field will not be able to understand.
Right, that's awesome.
Yes.
I do remember some videos that were posted on the cancer research link. I believe
Yes.
Dr. Barbell Johnson did one with Dr. Odetna and Dr. Bola Joko. If you could go into a little bit more detail about those videos.
Yes, so iCare Research Link is a program that we have on YouTube, and it is essentially hosted by our MPI, Dr. Odedina, and she will interview a couple of our MPIs here with iCare, and they go into detail about their publications. I know with Dr. Belagico, she had a publication on caregiving. And so they went into more detail on the perspective of a caregiver, which is a perspective that we don't usually hear from. We usually hear from the prostate cancer survivor or the doctor, but we don't really get a chance to hear from somebody who's ultimately taking care or helping take care of their loved one who is going through prostate cancer and the ups and downs, and also just the total benefit of being able to see their progress, but also knowing that you were a part of their progress, even though it can be very stressful. So I just love seeing that segment. iCare Research Link is back. We will start releasing new episodes starting next week, every week. This part of the series is going to be a flashback series. So it's going to be from a couple of years ago, but it is still the same exact concept. And it's definitely something that I learn a lot just from editing and watching the videos, but it's also something that I'm excited for everybody else to see. And iCare Research Link is one of our top views on YouTube. It definitely has one of the highest views. So you can tell it is information that people are interested in hearing.
Great, thank you. I see Dr. Rotimi has a question. It's what is the plan for African survivors and investigators to be featured on the podcast?
Oh, that's a good question. I definitely would love to be able to reach out and have either via Zoom or StreamYard due to the time difference. I would love to be able to have a different perspective from survivors in Africa to still be on the podcast. So that's definitely something that I would love to have set up just to have a different perspective. You'll have survivors that are in America and survivors that are in Africa to tell their different sides of what they've gone through.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, another question. How do you share analytics for media outreach as a core?
Do you use any platforms that help guide? Yes. So use any platforms that help guide our reach. So I do. I don't use any platforms outside of like our actual social media. So on Facebook, when we pull up our analytics, it will give us, okay, you have this many posts, you can reach this goal, or you can log in and set a goal for yourself. And that way, when I go back and look at the analytics, I can see if we are on track for that. And do you use any platforms to help guide your research? On LinkedIn. Yeah, so I just use the analytics that are presented thus far on the actual social media platforms that we've been working with. But I am interested in going to third-party websites to see if it's going to be a different analytics that are going to be shared, more details that I missed. Also, I wonder, are the contents the same, tailored to different platforms? The content's the same. That's a good question. So, for the most part, I prefer to be consistent as far as tailoring it the same exact way, no matter what social media platform. However, there are some stipulations, like, for example, with Blue Sky, I believe we have a character limit of 180. So, I'm not able to go into as much detail on Blue Sky as I am, for example, on Twitter or on LinkedIn or Facebook, where you're able to type out paragraphs and to have more details. So on Blue Sky, it is a little bit more condensed. And that's more so, I like to focus on posting infographics and flyers on our Blue Sky. And then when it comes to more detailed, like articles or events that I would like to post, I would prefer to post it on other social media platforms. And as far as Blue Sky as well, there is a limit on how long the videos can be. So when it comes to posting a video that exceeds about a minute and a half, I do prefer to post it on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and on Facebook as opposed to Blue Sky.
Thank you for that information. Are there any other questions? What have you enjoyed most about being on the Media Corps? Right.
I love going to community events. That's one of my favorite things, just being even not even just community events, but conferences and meetings in general, just being able to finally meet some of the MPIs and investigators that I've been emailing back and forth or that I've been editing their content for. Being able to see them in person, watching everybody else connect in real life has definitely been one of my favorite things. And also just being a part of the gap between research and regular everyday people, being able to fill in that gap, being able to switch up the content so it's being able to be understood more by people who are like me and don't have a background in health, because I can watch iCCaRE Research Link, I can watch all of the videos that we create, and I can understand. I think that's one of my favorite things, is being able to be like, okay, well, I actually learned a lot from this 10-minute video. It was very informative, but it also was intriguing and it wasn't boring, and just being able to fulfill that gap. Also checking our analytics and seeing the type of followers we have was also exciting for me too, because I had no idea that a bulk of our following is from ages 18 to 24. I had no idea. I thought it was just going to be people in their 30s and 40s, but to know that we're reaching all different types of people from different backgrounds. I believe on Facebook, we had a good portion of our following from Canada. So just knowing and being able to physically see that we're reaching people from different continents, different age brackets is amazing.
Right. What would you like to see in the future? Something that we may not have tapped into yet.
Ooh, that's a good question. I know we're already doing a lot of community events, but I definitely would like for us to do more community events and be able to reach out to other health organizations so we can collaborate more and kind of get the iCCaRE word out there more.
Right.
Yes.
For others who are on iCare right now, what are the best ways that they can get out some of their projects that they're doing through our
Absolutely.
Media Corps?
Yes. One of the best ways to get your projects out is emailing me as soon as you get the word on a grant, a project you're working on, an event you're going to be hosting, or that you're included in. I would love to know ahead of time so I'm able to post it on all of our social media platforms as soon as you get the word to be able to build up that momentum. So definitely reach out to me, and I will put my email address in the comments as well in case some of you guys don't have that.
Awesome. Are there any other questions? If not, thank you so much, Bims, for joining us today for the iCare webinar. We're going to make sure to share this information out. Again, Bims did put her information into the chat. So if you want to email her, ask her any questions. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank
Thank
you.
you.